Go.
What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Entertainment Syndicate. Thanks for joining us. I want to give a huge shout out to the governor for letting us use this place here in Woodbury to set up our headquarters. What's happening? I'm your co-host, Andrew.
Alright guys, I'm Lowe's.
What's happening, Los?
Not much, just got my little girl over here trying to interrupt us today again.
She always turns on when we start recording.
Yeah, but for this week, man, it's not going to be really too much news going on, especially with the premiere of Batman vs. Superman.
What are you talking about?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Is something coming out that I'm supposed to be aware of?
Yes, one of our, so a few lucky people out there, which includes Andrew, will be the first who'll be watching it tonight.
Special day for me, guys.
Yeah, we're recording this right now, Monday, so.
I get to see BVS DOJ tonight. I'm so excited. It's so surreal. I don't know. I can't.
I asked you earlier, has it sunk in? Has it sunk in right now?
Not yet.
No?
Like, it's getting closer.
You start getting more giddier?
We're getting closer. Once I get like out back home,
Uh-huh.
we get to drive to the theater, start seeing the line, and just like I'm
What time are you going to start heading out there?
My brother's supposed to come over to the house around 5 or 6.
Because the showing is at 10.
10 o'clock, 10 p.m. tonight. So it's a few lucky people for the fan screening over at the IMAX. Because last year, when that first like little teaser trailer that came out, they announced they were going to show it on IMAX. So like, you know, if they were giving away free tickets, you sign up, get a ticket, and you show up to IMAX, see the little minute trailer, and you got a free pass to see the screening of the movie earlier, like a week before it was released in theaters. So lucky enough, I got a ticket and showed up, saw the trailer, you know, and then they surprised us with a free ticket to see it a week early, and that's today, almost a year later, 11 months later. It was April 20th of last
That's crazy.
year.
Yeah, that's a really good opportunity.
And
from seeing what all these other people that are reviewing it, that everybody's liking it, man. I haven't really seen much of any negativity on it.
Yeah, I've been trying to avoid now. I'm like off the internet today, and because last night I was watching, because they had the premiere in New York.
Yeah.
So I was watching all the like kind of like live feeds and live updates on pictures, watching the cast on the red carpet. And it's getting surreal. It's crazy, just seeing it happening, seeing all the people in the movie, the cast show up. It was cool seeing all the people that did show up to the premiere. Like the cast of Gotham was there too, and the little kid that plays Bruce Wayne was there. It's like, that's surreal, dude. This is you, like in the future, you know. So you're playing this character. That's so cool.
Now, are you gonna do give it not a review, but like rate it after the movie?
I was thinking, maybe if we want to record like a little bonus something, like I can do a spoiler free kind of. Yeah,
that'd be great, man.
If anything, I'll just probably mumble and cry and Batman, it was so amazing.
Yeah, you gotta do tell us if you did cry. Do you foresee yourself cry?
I think so, because I've been listening to the soundtrack for the last few days, because it came out on Friday.
You start catching feels on that?
And then, there's like some moments of like music, like in the minor chords and stuff that kind of
like,
gets.
All right, I can imagine some.
But then once I put a context to it, like watching it in the movie,
I
was like, emotions are gonna run high, and I'm excited. Getting more excited.
Like I said, there's some good signs, good reviews on it, so your hopes should be pretty good.
I'm going in. I mean, I've been hyping this movie up myself for so long. I'm trying to kind of quell that and bring myself. It's just like,
you don't want your fanboyism to set you up for failure, I guess you can say.
I'm gonna love it, regardless.
Even if it's bad.
Even if it's bad, it was funny because I bought that Ultimate ticket.
Yeah.
I was telling people about it, and Drew from work's like, well, "Dude, what if the movie sucks?"
Yeah.
Because this Ultimate ticket, I get to see a movie every day that it's out in theaters. And I was like, I'll be in theater every single day, just crying my eyes out because it sucks. But I'll be there sitting watching a bad
down
movie.
With the sinking ship.
Watching a bad movie every single day. But I'm excited for it. I mean, just these characters, Batman and Superman, come to life on the screen finally together. Yeah, it's just surreal to see them finally. So all this week has been like BVS for me, just waiting for it.
And like pretty much like anytime there's a big release, there's not many new things released during that time because they don't really want to go up against a movie like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. All these. Well, I mean, Marvel made the jump to like originally Batman v Superman was supposed to come out in May,
Yeah.
and then Civil War, Captain America 3 announced a date like either the week before or week after, similar
Yeah,
to
Marvel was all like, all right,
It's like, we'll go.
all right, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
We're also going to open. It's like, Marvel, DC's like, second thought.
Not. I think DC's like, come on, guys, give us a break. So we'll move ours. We'll move ours a little sooner, so they're coming out sooner than.
Which
Civil
only
War.
benefits us, so.
Yeah, I mean, in the long run, it benefits everybody that's into this stuff, into these movies. But
But
yes,
it's finally here.
it's finally here.
Finally here.
After almost 3
3
years.
years building up for this.
Crazy. This movie, I think, has almost been as anticipated as The Force Awakens
Yeah.
because of the history of the Star Wars and such the crazy fan base of it. But I think it's been more, I guess, scrutinized than anything else.
Yeah, not only that, especially that although I feel like it's a good broad movie for people that aren't really into that kind of universe.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly think this tugs at the heart of fanboys and all
Of
that
course.
kind of stuff. You know what I mean? More so than the Civil War. Civil War is just capturing people like, oh my god, oh my
It's
god.
intriguing. Yeah, it's intriguing non-fans.
Yeah, that's what's huge about the Civil War is intriguing non-fans.
Yeah.
But this movie is really, like I said, it's really tugging the hearts of fans. So people feel more connected to it, and I feel like they have more at stake.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
So much more at stake with this Batman movie.
Yeah.
Batman Superman.
Because this sets the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we had the Man of Steel and everything.
Oh yeah, much more so than that one, because that one.
I mean, that was cool. That was awesome. But I think this sets the stage. You know.
Yeah.
So this is where we're going to see DC be like, all right, they're making the amazing moves, or another couple of years of failure.
I think they're on the right track. They're getting like the right people. They're really taking care of this. They got Jeff Johns involved in this world. He's the
Snyder,
the head of DC. You know,
Affleck. They're getting a lot of people involved that have comics in mind. They have a lot of. I mean, a lot invested in the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, oh, I'm just a producer making a movie that I've never seen. They know what they're doing.
yeah, you got the Oscar caliber, people involved in
Yeah.
this. The writer Chris Terrio, Affleck, and then just all these people involved in this is.
And then Zack Snyder, who's really big on envisioning things, creating things, and being a big picture kind of type of person.
Yeah, he's very visual, and I mean, even in the past with his 300 movie and Watchmen.
Yeah.
The Watchmen movie.
Yeah, and like I know he mentioned on earlier interview with Newsarama, he's talking about how the director's cut for Watchmen was his true envision.
Yeah. This was over 3 hours long,
Yeah.
long that one.
And I have that movie. It's really great, man.
Yeah, I just actually rewatched it again maybe a month ago. I was like, I had forgotten how good this movie was
Yeah.
because I saw it in theaters and I didn't know the history of Watchmen and stuff. I was like, oh, it's a pretty decent movie. It's cool, but I think just the length of it kind of was
Well, how
at that time for me was a little much.
a lot of movies, production companies are like, try to push it, like, keep people interested. Don't make it too long where it drones people out.
For many reasons. I mean, just like average movies to an hour and a half, money-wise even, there's more times you can play it in theaters as far as that, to generate more money. But you're doing a 3-hour movie, that cuts back on how many times you can show it and how much money you're making on that. And if it's, again, another comic book movie, again, you don't have that general audience,
Right,
that
yeah.
huge general audience. And even talking about the 3 hours, is the director's cut of Batman v Superman that they're talking about already is over. It's going to be over 3 hours.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the movie hasn't officially been released to the masses, and they're already talking about box sets, director's cut,
all the
rated
special
R, what's
features,
gonna
rated
be on
R. It's
it.
over 3 hours. It's just like, wow.
People are going to start pre-ordering that right now.
Oh, I'm going to be one of them for sure. Definitely. But I'm happy about this because it's such a involved story with so many parts to it that 2.5 hours I think it kind of needs it. Did you hear about the runtime for Civil War?
No.
It's up there of like a 2-hour, 20-minute, almost 2 hour, 30 minutes.
And
Also,
I can only imagine the director's cut. Special
Another
edition is gonna be even
3-hour
longer.
movie. Yeah.
But it's all about BVS. I mean, anything else you want to add to that part?
Just news about this week, how it came, talking to Zack Snyder, how he mentioned that there was possibly like the Joker and Riddler going to make an
Oh,
appearance
that's right.
in
I
the
forgot
movie.
about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he envisioned them
Yeah,
coming
like
in.
with the first draft of the script with the writer,
Yeah.
they were thinking about kind of having Joker and the Riddler in the movie too.
Yeah,
But
and then he mentioned, but he didn't want to veer off too much from the main focus of the movie.
yeah, he wanted to stick with just having it like the conflict between Batman and Superman. Hence,
And I can see how it could take away because you're seeing the Joker and you're seeing the Riddler.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because this is, I mean, the title Batman versus
Yeah.
Superman. This is what you need to see in this movie.
But at least it
Yeah.
shows that he was envisioning this X amount of years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, he says like their mythology is in this movie, or you can see even the trailer. There's like a little question mark in one scene. There's like a little Easter egg with question mark, the Riddler question mark in there.
Yeah.
So there might be like it just kind of
Little
mean,
nods,
yeah. I mean
cameo nods.
Yeah, we see the Robin suit. So I mean there is that presence of the Joker and Riddler.
Yeah, saying it's all the same universe.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
Well, I mean that should be covering everything until we see the movie, until I see the movie, and we are able to talk about it in good detail.
Just a few more days, yeah.
Yeah. Also, sticking with Batman, some of you guys been following Telltale games.
Yeah, the video game news. We have some video game news.
Yeah, they're Monkey Island. They've had The Walking Dead.
Yeah, they do all these the Telltale games. Walking Dead. They have Tales from the Borderlands. I think
Yeah,
they even
Monkey
have
Island.
they even have a Game of Thrones one
Yeah.
also.
It's all what is it? Cell shading. There we go. Their games are like cell shading.
Yeah, cell shading
Comic book
animation, and these games are more story based and kind of like action
Yeah,
first person type shooters or anything.
and they've all have great reviews on almost all of their games. So
Yeah, everything I've seen on all these games have been great. I've only played the Walking Dead series of games,
yeah,
which have been awesome.
and I believe they
So
also did Back to the Future. I believe.
that's right. Yeah, that was one of their first ones actually.
But so there's more details that have been coming out of South by what is it? South by Southwest.
Yeah, that festival in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, so they're talking more about the game now and saying that they're pretty much a year in working into the game, and storylines are pretty much scripted out. They
Yeah.
haven't really started animating wise,
Yeah.
but they've mentioned that it's really gonna be focused on Bruce Wayne. The choices I guess you can make with him.
Yeah, because these are very heavily story based
Yeah,
games, where actual choices that you make,
yeah.
you know,
Effect.
affect the story and the rest of the game that you play based
Yeah.
on the consequences and stuff, which is really awesome. I like again the Walking Dead game that I played.
Yeah.
They really get you invested in really emotional stories. But yeah, the Batman game, they say it's going to be in a modern Gotham.
And there's no take on any comic book specific Batman. It's just their own Batman.
Yeah, their own story. It's not going to take anything from any of the previous stories that we know of.
Yeah.
I'm looking for. There was no actual date for it to come out
No,
yet, right?
nothing.
Just first kind of no images, no video or nothing released. Just story about this. We started working on the animations, and this
Correct.
is kind of what it's going to be about. So I look forward to that one because I've heard about this a long time ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 months, 8 months ago, about them doing this game.
Also, it's not huge news, but it's pretty current news. One of the co-creators for Spider-Gwen,
What happened there?
he's Robert Rodriguez retiring. He's worked on, he's done a lot of inking, a lot of covers for Marvel,
Uh-huh.
even for DC, writing, and I know you don't follow too much on the Marvel side, but
No.
Spider-Gwen the comic has like been a pretty big deal.
Over the last year, I've seen a lot of Spider-Gwens at conventions.
Yeah.
That's kind of like it came out of nowhere for me.
Well, the thing is about it is that its take is very modern, very hip, very into new culture and everything like that.
Uh-huh.
And so the drawings, everything are very. So the take on it, it's bringing a lot of new readers to it, and it's captivated both male and female fan base to it.
Uh-huh.
And like you said, you're talking about all the cosplayers are coming out.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty big deal that he's retiring. I mean, he's gonna finish it up with Gwenom, Spider-Gwen with Venom kind of deal. And the little side story on this is that instead of Peter Parker being bit by a radioactive spider, it was Gwen Stacy.
Uh-huh.
So And all this spans from this the Secret War and all that kind of stuff. You know, the Marvel arc that kind of changed the whole Marvel universe.
Do you know much more about this Spider-Gwen business?
I just know the story. I myself haven't read all her stories and everything like that, but I know how popular it is, and I know how good it's actually doing sales-wise. It's one of their most popular selling books.
Oh, wow.
So, for the people that do read Spider-Gwen, so I don't know how they're going to be taking it, you know.
What was the guy's name? Robert Rodriguez?
Robbie Rodriguez, yeah.
Robbie Rodriguez. Okay, so it's not that. I thought you said Robert Rodriguez, like the director.
No. So, for the people that do read his work with her, I'm wondering if, like, you know, what's their comic going to do now, you know? What turn or where is it? What direction is it headed to? You know.
Well, they're gonna get new creators on it, right? New writers,
for sure. But just with that, though, you know, there's new direction and new stories, new retelling. So, because you know, the creators always have their original vision.
Yeah.
And that's what people started to grow up with. You know, so I'm wondering if they're gonna be like, oh, well, where's this path gonna take us?
I could tell you firsthand that they might be a little like worried and kind of nervous about it. Because Scott Snyder, the writer of Batman, is leaving. Him and the artist Greg Capullo, after issue 50, like next month or something like that, it's going to be a new team on board. So just that alone, it's like I could tell like Spider-Gwen fans are like, ooh, who's coming in and what's going to happen, and it's like, I mean, a little anxious about it because like loving that
every
team.
Writer and artist, they have the run.
Yeah, they have to make their own. You know, they have to make their own legacy and their own.
So it's funny because you have Snyder and I have Morrison.
What's Morrison doing now?
He's doing side gigs, but I'm talking about Morrison when he did his run with Batman.
When he did his with Batman?
With the whole, you know, R.I.P. Batman and all that kind of stuff.
That's something I haven't even gotten into yet. That's so far
that's before you got into
before my time into actually reading the comics. Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. It's funny, like I was talking about. Each person has a different run of artists who would define a specific character. You know? And although I read Batman before Morrison, his run was what really defines Batman to me. Yeah. And you got Snyder for you, you know.
Yeah, I got a huge fan of Snyder because that's when I finally stepped into buying and reading comics. Yeah. And he was the writer at the time. He's the writer with the artist Greg Capullo, whose work I've loved for such a long time, seeing it back in Spawn and Spider-Man's and he's actually Image Comics, he's actually the inspiration for the tattoo I got. It's one of his works. So
there's that for that one. And then another big debut happened Friday.
Which is Daredevil?
Yep.
Yeah, it just came out past Friday on Netflix, season 2.
And already hitting the ground running. People loving it.
Oh, yeah, great reviews. I watched the first 4 episodes. It blew me away. It's, like, so good. It's like having the Punisher in there now, too. Yeah. The little because I'm 4 episodes in. I don't want to give any spoilers, but just kind of like the interactions between them. And I think episode 4... it's very heavy, just the two of them. Yeah. And it's almost like a play where it's just these two guys back and forth with each other. It was like it was heavy and it was emotional at the end. With because you know Frank Castle's backstory.
Yeah, it's the mob kills his family. He in turn swears to destroy the mob.
Yeah, at all costs. You know he doesn't have that morality of like just kind of like let the justice system take care of it. He just wipes these guys off the face of the earth.
He's everything you want in a killer.
And it's just graphic, just the violence. And
do you go, I can't wait till his standalone.
Yeah, this makes me excited for having his standalone series. Would be so awesome. So hot topic right now. So rated R awesome right now. But John Bernthal, the actor playing him, does a really good job. He's scary as Frank Castle.
Well, yeah, I mean, when we saw The Walking Dead, you can see that in him, you know.
Yeah, it was perfect casting. Yeah. After seeing him now in the roles like that's awesome. He's doing an awesome job. And you're still in first season, right?
Yeah. It sucks that I'm late into this game, but I mean,
there's just so much
out there. But yeah, I'm going halfway through season 1, so I'm honestly trying to see if I can finish season 1 maybe today.
Right on.
And then start 2 tomorrow. 2. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice. I'm exhausted. I worked the night shift. I haven't slept of anything because of my daughter. But, I mean, as far as news and topics, there's not much going on. I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it for us today, huh?
Very slow. Just the only thing's been ramping up to BVS.
Yeah, so, I mean, on slow days like this, you guys can let us know what you guys want us to cover. Talk to us, give us questions.
Yeah, write in,
suggestions.
comment,
What
suggest.
are you reading that you want us to read and cover? You know, give a shout out to a specific writer or artist that we haven't, talked about.
Yeah, we'll get into reading that. Also, going back to the Daredevil stuff, like, because yesterday at work we had so much, at least I had so
Free
much
time.
downtime. I was able to start watching the season 2, got 3 episodes in, and actually read the full arc of the Man with No Fear,
Mm-hmm.
with the Frank Miller story, Daredevil. Really good. I was like really enjoying it. It's like
Really?
I'm happy finally gotten into other
And you can see what other people were talking about.
other artists' work and stories, and because this was cool. It had his origin story
Yeah.
and just little glimpses of like Elektra in there.
And me and Andrew talked about early on about making some new content, not just news or anything like that. Talking about we're gonna start reading certain graphic novels, certain books, certain arcs, and just make a full show on that story. Just
Specific issue,
yeah, just
specific volume.
talking about it, dismantling it, talking in depth about it. So if you guys have books that you want us to read and stuff like that, I don't know if you can hear that over the mic, but I think my daughter just made a mess in the room.
Chaos in the other room.
But yeah, so we're gonna start doing that pretty soon, and start just making new content, creating other stuff. Everything work in progress.
Yeah, one thing I want to do too is get more into recommendations.
Yeah.
It's like what we want to recommend to you, stuff that like we really love, because more news about, for me, like the Ready Player One story and the movie coming out, and
maybe we can do a read on that and we talk about it, get more people involved.
yeah.
I got nothing else to add, man.
Nothing in video games. Haven't been playing. It's just been so busy.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy. I'm actually gonna end up buying The Division
You're gonna go for it?
tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Right on.
So.
You're into the online play, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of FPS and stuff like that, and it just seeing the trailers and everything reminds me of The Last of Us, which, God, it was just an amazing game. So I definitely want to play it, and it's great playing with other people if you have friends, not just random, but playing with friends. It just gets you more involved, and it's just a great teamwork aspect of it.
Yeah, because that way, playing with people you can set up times to like actually get together and play, as opposed to just random.
And truly enjoy the game and have fun and use strategy.
And especially
Instead of
sharing
just run and gun.
sharing the same experience.
Yeah.
As opposed to, it's cool to play with somebody, like some random stranger, have a good time for a couple hours, but then that's it, and then you're like on to the next one, who's
Yep.
probably a jerk or some 12-year-old kid who talks trash all the time.
Tell him something that he's been with your mom X amount of time.
Yeah. A 13-year-old talking trash and cursing better than you at the game.
Yeah, but besides that, nothing else. You?
Video games have been like lagging. I've been trying to focus more on like reading and catching up on the comics. And just being overtaken on this movie world, news.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much game over for us then.
Short episode, a little quickie, basically.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, share. Hit us up. Twitter, Instagram.
Any questions? Yeah, throw it on Instagram or hit us up personally on our Instagrams that we have linked here on our description. So check it out.
Official Twitter account.
Official Twitter at Nerdy Syndicate. Just hit us up.
All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. This is Lowe's.
It's Andrew.